Good afternoon from Greece, from the beautiful island of Rhodes. My name is Sarah Hadjipavlis, for those of you that don't know me, and I am a wedding celebrant who lives in Greece. I live on the island of Rhodes, where I've lived for many, many years, and I travel all around this beautiful country, when there is travel, creating and celebrating unique destination weddings, vow renewals, intimate elopements, any type of ceremony you choose. And from time to time I come on live to do a bit of an update about what's going on, especially as 2020 so far has shown us such unprecedented times. Firstly, I'd like to say a few words to all my couples that have had to postpone and reschedule their weddings from 2020 to next year. My heart goes out to all of you, but we are going to make it absolutely the perfect day on your rescheduled date, wherever your wedding is in Greece. And I am so lucky to be travelling all around this fabulous country, celebrating weddings. So today I thought it would be time to come on and give you a bit of an update about what's going on, as far as I know it, for travel in Greece. Already as a country, we have opened up to travel into Athens and into the mainland from certain nations. Some random testing is taking place, but slowly we have visitors coming once more to visit us in Greece. And from early July, we're expecting to have direct visits, international visits to the island of Rhodes, which is very good news for all of us that are working here and live here, and our families are here, and we're looking forward to our first visitors back to Rhodes. We're not quite sure which nations are going to come, how many people are going to come, but we are ready. We're keeping the social distancing, the measures are in place, and we are very much looking forward to trying to get back to some kind of normality. We all need normality in our lives. That's very important. We've been through a very difficult few months. Some people who might catch this video may still be going through a lockdown, wherever you may be in this world. But sometime in the future, we have to be positive again, and life goes on. And that's what's happening in Greece. Greece is expecting visitors into July, August, September and October, and we hope it will all go really well. But I've been hanging around in the Facebook groups and seen a lot of brides online talking about weddings, postponed weddings, rescheduled weddings, weddings that they are planning for the future. And so very often they are saying things like this: oh, done my paperwork, but we're going to have a registry office, but we're only going to have a symbolic ceremony when we go to Greece. Only going to have a symbolic ceremony? Well, first of all, let's take just one thing, let's just say something. If you look at the difference between a marriage and a wedding, a marriage is that moment in time when you actually sign on the dotted line, wherever that may be, whether that be in a religious setting or in a civil setting, you sign your marriage paperwork, and that is a marriage. And the wedding is the ceremony to celebrate that marriage. So many couples will choose to have a civil ceremony in their own country before they travel abroad for a wedding. And once they've had their civil ceremony, then that frees them up to have any type of ceremony they like when they travel abroad. And I'm talking generally here, I'm not talking only about Greece. There are many celebrants around worldwide, all over the place, who are writing and officiating unique ceremonies. A civil ceremony, wherever you may have it, whether it be on the beautiful rock of Santorini or whether you have it in the county of Dorset in the UK, a civil ceremony is a civil ceremony. And most often it's a generic script. It's quite simple, quite short, and you're not able actually to personalise it very much. Here in Greece, a lot of weddings are like that. The couples will provide the marriage paperwork required, have it all translated and apostilled, and this will allow them to have a legal marriage in Greece. This ceremony will be performed by a registrar, quite often the local mayor, maybe translated from Greek by your wedding planner, and it will be a simple generic script. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but did you know that there's another option? that you can have a celebrant-led ceremony abroad, and you certainly can have one in Greece. But on this type of a ceremony, you will not sign the legal documentation on the day. My couples tend to go to their local registry office. That's where they sign their documentation. They tell their families, or they don't tell their families. That's totally up to them. And it frees them up to have a ceremony in Greece however they want it, with their story told, with their family and friends, or without their family and friends. Bringing me round to what is trending right now, which of course is smaller weddings and elopement style weddings. Couples that have rescheduled weddings and are now thinking of something different and maybe thinking to come and have a special ceremony abroad, just the two of them. Look into the celebrant option. Your ceremony, your way. Perhaps you are a couple from mixed backgrounds, mixed faiths. You have certain family traditions and cultures and you want to include them in your ceremony. Then find a celebrant, because they will then write a ceremony in the style that you wanted. You can have your family and friends participate. They can take part in your special day. And if it's just you as a couple eloping, there's nothing more intimate and more special than having a celebrant write your ceremony just for you. For couples that are choosing this way, it's almost the most important part of their day. Standing up together, exchanging vows of commitment, exchanging wedding bands, moving forward as partners for life. It's such an important emotional moment. Don't forget your ceremony. Don't forget how you want to say these words to each other. And if you want an option, then look for a celebrant to write your ceremony for you. Two ways of getting married in Greece. One is the civil route, where you have as I've already mentioned, you have the legal marriage done on the day. Your ceremony is officiated by the registrar. It's in Greek, it's short and sweet, and you do sign on the day. Celebrant-led ceremony can be held almost anywhere. It does not have to be an authorised venue. For those of you that are thinking of a villa wedding, why not go choose a celebrant? We don't have any problems with villa weddings. We can be there on a yacht, perhaps. Perhaps you fancy just the two of you exchanging beautiful commitment vows to each other on a boat. That's where you can have a celebrant. On the beach. Nothing more beautiful than a beach, especially at sunset, telling your story with your family and friends in Greece. One of the reasons for saying all this is because when I see on the bride groups talking about the symbolic, it's only going to be a symbolic ceremony. There's nothing symbolic about it. It's your wedding ceremony. It doesn't feel symbolic. It is that special day, the day that you've been waiting for. So look out for a celebrant to lead your ceremony, wherever you're choosing it, whether it be in Europe or elsewhere. We're a creative bunch. Last week I was online with hundreds of celebrants talking about businesses worldwide, and we're such a similar band of people. We all get on, and we like to talk everything wedding, and weddings in Greece can be something truly special. So you really need to consider your options. Celebrant-led ceremony, legal ceremony, it's totally up to you. But if you are one of those couples looking for something last minute and you're not able to do the paperwork, go for the celebrant option. We're available. We don't need paperwork. It's not expensive to go down to your local registry office and do your paperwork there in your own country. Frees you up to have the wedding that you chose. As I said earlier, if you're of different faiths, we are able to add some religion into the ceremony. No, I'm not a priest, not a minister, but if, for example, you are from two different faiths and you'd like to have a little of both, you can do that with a celebrant-led ceremony. The world is your oyster. For couples with Greek heritage, I tend to attract them. I live in Greece, have done. I married my Greek many years ago and had a Greek Orthodox wedding. But maybe you're a couple with Greek heritage, and maybe like me, you're marrying somebody who doesn't, and you don't want something religious, but you'd like a little of both. Once again, a celebrant-led ceremony could be the way to go for you. So as we open up slowly for travel in Greece, and we're, as celebrants worldwide, we're talking to our couples for weddings next year, 2021, which is going to be a bumper year for weddings. For those of you that are considering a wedding next year, it is time to start to get going on that, because of course you have to bear in mind that so far this summer all the weddings have been rescheduled, and so all the suppliers are very, very busy. So start to think about that. But there's certainly no harm in talking about weddings for 22. The time will go really fast. My mum used to say that to me. The older you get, the faster the time passes. And oh my goodness, is that true? And finally, last but not least, if you get the chance to get that last minute flight this year, when the travel opens up from your country, and you want to say something special to your other half, you've really become closer during the lockdown. Your wedding has been postponed to next year, but you want a commitment ceremony, or you've been married some years and you'd like to renew your vows, then look out for a celebrant and see if they can sort out something for you. We don't just turn up on the day, we get to know you, and we learn your story, and we make a wedding in the style that you dreamt of, rather than the cookie cutter style of wedding which is available so readily. Nothing wrong with the standard way, but why not? These days it's an important decision when you make that choice to go abroad with your family and friends. Don't forget the ceremony, that part of the day. You're wearing all the clothes, you've got everybody there, you've travelled a long way. You can have a unique wedding ceremony, or any type of ceremony, in Greece or in any country, led by a celebrant. The only thing you've got to do is you've got to consider that you do the marriage paperwork before or after travel in your own country. And you have your ceremony after that, unrestricted, no time limits, no venue limitations, your way, religious, not religious. And you can include rituals if you want to. If you actually want to tie the knot, we call this a hand fasting, using either ribbons or cords. I love this with the colours of blue and white of Greece, but it's obviously up to you. You can tie the knot. Unity sand ceremonies, rim warmings, jumping the broom. I mean, you can come up with any sort of idea you like yourselves. Unity candle ceremonies, not on a very windy island. That doesn't work well, speaking from experience. But yes, Greece is a great place to get married. We have venues for everybody. Hundreds and hundreds of islands to choose from. Obviously, the most famous, Santorini and Mykonos, so well known for the beautiful sunset views, the elite islands. But of course, you can choose a smaller rock, something more classic, somewhere we have so many close to roads here, lovely little rocks, Kastellorizo, Simi, Tilos, Halki. I love little islands. There's nothing more I love than adding a little bit of Greece to all the ceremonies that I write and create. And for those of you with Greek heritage, I speak the language, I speak Greek. It took me 10 years to open my mouth originally, but even my kids will tell you these days that my Greek is pretty good. So I'm happy to add some Greek into my ceremonies. Anyway, it's lovely to see some of you on there today. I see some fellow celebrants. I see Wendy and I see Neve from Ireland. Lovely to see you there today. And thank you for catching this video. It was just a bit of an update as we're going forward. Times are going to be positive, guys. Travel will slowly open up, all with caution. And there's no harm starting to talk about things wedding related, whether you be talking about later on this year, for 2021 or even 2022. There's nothing I like more than chatting about all things celebrant related. So that was it today, coming on to give you a chat about getting married in Greece, the celebrant way, when a symbolic wedding does not feel symbolic because it is your wedding day. That was it for today. Thank you for this video. If you have any questions or you want to send me an email, my website is www.grecianceremonies.gr. I'm on all the various social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You'll find me all over the show. Send me a message. I'm happy to talk about your ideas. And if you're a wedding planner or a venue, contact me too. I'm getting contacts directly from villas and wedding planners all around Greece Obviously, so many couples go directly to wedding planners when they're planning a wedding abroad. So I'm really happy to set up new connections, new arrangements with wedding planners wherever you're based in Greece, whether you're in Athens, in Santorini, in Mykonos, in Thessaloniki, in Halkidiki, all sorts of places, Crete. Do get in touch and let's see how we can work together. And yeah, that was it really. Thanks guys for watching my video. I can see Poppy there from Australia. Lots of love, Poppy. Lovely to see you there today. And I better go because I can talk forever on all things wedding-y. But that's it for today. A little bit cloudy on the island of Rhodes. Had a shower storm in the morning. 2020 has been a strange old year so far. Bye from the island of Rhodes. Bye.